Thank you. All right, so this week for our kindergarten theme, it was snow. So Mrs. Waddell chose a brand new snowy story that we're going to read. And then Mrs. Waddell is going to ask you some questions when I'm reading during and then after, okay? All right, so here we go. This is called One Snowy Night. And I don't know if you can see, but this is a touch and feel. So every time you see the red woolly hat, it feels like velvet. It feels very, very soft. And when Mrs. Waddell was a little girl, my favorite book that my mommy would read to me was A Girl with a Yellow Raincoat. And every time we saw the yellow raincoat, it was all velvety like this. So it's called a touch and feel book. Okay, so One Snowy Night. So the author is Christina Butler and the illustrator is Tina McNaughton. So here we go, friends. All right, now some of the pages might stick together because this is a brand new story that Mrs. Waddell got for us. All right, so the cold wind woke Little Hedgehog from his deep winter sleep. It blew his blanket of leaves high into the air, and he shivered in the snow. He tried to sleep again, but he was much too cold. Suddenly, something fell from the sky. Girls and boys, can you raise your hand and tell me what might fall from the sky? Clara.
Snow.
Snow, excellent. Any other ideas? All right, let's see if Clara's right. Good job, Clara. Thud. It landed right in front of his nose. It was a present, and it had his name on it. Little Hedgehog opened the present as fast as he could. Inside was a red woolly hat, hedgehog size. He put it on at once. He pulled it to the back. He pulled it to the front. He pulled it to one side. Then he pulled it to the other. Look at how big it is. But it didn't matter how it stretched to fit. His prickles got in the way every time. But now the hat was much too big for a little hedgehog. He took it off and he stared at it until he had an idea. What do you think? Yeah. I know it's been a long day, sweetie. The story's not too long, honey. It's okay, honey. I know you're tired. He gave the hat a shake and wrapped it up again. He ripped a piece off the label and he wrote on the rest. Then he ran to Rabbit's house. Rabbit was out, so he left the present on his doorstep. So he decided to give the hat to his friend. Wasn't that sweet? It was snowing hard as Little Hedgehog tried to find his way back home. The snowflakes flew all around, and he wasn't sure which way to go. Oh dear, he said as he wandered around. I shouldn't have come out in this weather, but I know that Rabbit will be so happy to have a nice woolly hat to wear. So he's going to give that to his friend. Too much snow, said Rabbit, rushing home. He saw the present lying on his doorstep. What's this? He squeaked with delight, ripping off the paper. A woolly hat, he cried, for me. He put it on at once. He tried it with his ears, inside and then outside. He pulled it this way and he pulled it that way, but it didn't matter how he stretched it to fit. His ears got in the way every time. By now the hat was much too big. It was much too big for a hat, so let's see what he does. Rabbit wrapped up the hat and he wrote on a corner of the label. Then he went to visit his friend the Badger. The cold weather made Badger very grumpy. Merry Christmas, Badger, shouted Rabbit. Who's there? Growled Badger. Merry Christmas, repeated Rabbit, giving him the present. A Christmas present for me? So he's very delighted. Badger put the hat on. Hi, honey.
So, I didn't
Oh, okay, honey. Yeah. He pulled it down over his ears. How about that? He said, looking in the mirror. Very nice, said Rabbit. What did you say? Said Badger. Very nice, yelled Rabbit. Don't you like it? Asked Badger, turning around. But Rabbit had gone. Badger took the hat off. I can't use this hat, he said. I cannot hear a thing. So because it covers his ears, he wasn't able to hear. So Badger wrapped up the present and he marched off to Fox's house. Fox was going out exploring. Here you are, friend, said Badger merrily. A Christmas present just for you. Christmas, snapped Fox, puzzled. Yes, Christmas, called Badger. Time to be nice to one another. A hat, sneered Fox, opening the present. Why would I want a hat? Then he looked at the hat again. He made 2 holes for his ears and put it on. Satisfied, he went on his way. The white fields twinkled in the moonlight. Fox sniffed around and found a small trail. He followed it this way and that way until suddenly he found something under the snow. What do you think might be under the snow? Can you guys raise your hand? What might be under the snow? Noah, what are your thoughts? What do you think he'll find under the snow?
The hedgehog.
A hedgehog. Okay, let's see. Great prediction. Fox dug and dug until he found a small hedgehog. You were right, dear. It was cold and did not move. Poor little guy, said Fox. He put the hedgehog inside the red woolly hat and carried it to Rabbit's. Look at, he's using it as a blanket. Isn't that the sweetest thing ever? So cute. Rabbit and Badger were having supper. Look what I found in the snow, cried Fox, bursting in. They all looked into the hat. A hedgehog, asked Badger. What's a hedgehog doing out at Christmas time? He shouted. Oh, sorry, he should be fast asleep. It's my fault. It's my friend, little hedgehog, cried Rabbit. He must have gotten lost going home in the snow. Little hedgehog opened his eyes. Hello, he said sleepily. Oh, this is such a lovely warm blanket. Ah. And this is our final page, girls and boys. The friends all looked at each other. Rabbit grinned and Fox scratched his head. Said Badger. I think this woolly hat is just right for little hedgehog. Merry Christmas, little hedgehog. They all cheered, but little hedgehog was fast asleep. Look at how precious he looks. Isn't that sweet? So Mrs. Waddell is going to ask you a couple of questions. So I want you to think about, was there a time when you were kindly given a gift that really brightened your heart? Did you receive a gift or give a gift to someone that made them feel wonderful or you feel wonderful? Can you guys think of that for a minute? Is there a gift that's coming to mind that you've received from someone or that you've given that made them feel good or you feel great?
You think of it? No.
Sydney, what do you think, honey? Sydney, do you want to tell us, honey?
Jacob, you're unmuted. I bought a pillow for my grandma and my mom waited.
Oh, that's very nice, honey. I'm going to show you, I received this ornament from one of my students. Her family made it for me. And it says Mrs. Waddell 2020 with a little Christmas tree. And they wrote a beautiful message on the back. And it just made my heart shine. It made me feel, it just made me feel wonderful. So this was a gift that I received. So it's very special to Mrs. Waddell. All right. So girls and boys, I know you're really, really tired. I was going to have you draw maybe that special gift you gave to someone on a piece of paper and color it in. But I know that you're very tired and I know it's been a long day. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. And I was so happy to see you and that you're doing well. That makes me so happy. Yes, honey. Yes. Clara.
So I could put a present like he's beside us, beside us, but he's not far away. And also, what are you doing? And next time I will draw you a picture.
Oh, thank you, Clara. I'll put the picture on my fridge. Thank you, honey. Have a wonderful day, girls and boys. Nice to see you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on the red button to leave. Okay?